Everything's broken, and nothing's going right.
Hello and welcome to Basement Fodder, the only show whose hosts have more pops and cracks when they move than a bowl of Rice Krispies. I'm Todd.
I'm Dave.
And we're just so dead.
Yeah. Oh god. It's
This past several weeks has been like just a blur of traveling and moving and lifting shit that I shouldn't be lifting.
Yeah.
And you lifting shit you shouldn't even be lifting.
That's right.
Oh, good God.
And then going out and fighting and
Yeah, going out and fighting and fucking
coming back, moving shit again.
doing cons and walking
Yeah.
and oh my God.
Yeah.
In the last, almost 3 weeks now, we've done, me personally, have done Lexington, the toy show, and Space.
Yeah.
And you did Lexington.
Yep. And then I had a
And then
DAG
you had,
event.
Dagger Deer event. And
Yeah.
fucking, oh my God, dude.
It was a fun time.
And cats are fighting all around us, and I'm fucking hosing them down because they're douches.
Like, what the fuck, asshole?
It's just been exhausting. Like,
Yeah.
everybody,
Because it was the last week we had to get all of our shit out, and
We
it
had to
was
get all of
like
our stuff out,
we had to go
yeah.
into overdrive to get most of it, and that was like coming off of doing Lexington,
yeah.
and then the toy show.
It's hard to say. We haven't had time to do much of anything. Like, recording has been kind of a luxury
Yeah.
at this point because I work in an 80-hour, schedule. You're, constantly going. Like, we just haven't had time.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks, but like, you do what you have to do. Cats, I swear to God, if you start fighting with each other, get on
No, they're
both
just
of you.
moving. They're not doing anything.
I'm sorry, we've been dealing with the epic cat battle of the century in here for like a day and a half now. I'm so not used to having pets.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Lexington since we haven't got to talk about Lexington yet. It's been 2 weeks out. But,
Yeah.
but you know what? That actually, in a weird way, gives us a little time to reflect on it.
Yeah.
And because, it's... You got to get that kind of, excitement of being there out of your system sometimes before you can analytically talk about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I had a blast. I had an absolute blast.
It was good. It was different this year than it was.
Weirdly.
Like,
it didn't seem... You know why, I think, in a way, is because of Friday.
Well, Friday, and just from what we had heard about Saturday and everything, so it was like. Plus, we didn't go Saturday. That was the first year we didn't go Saturday. So
I don't regret that at all, to be honest.
Even though they said it was the same
Level of people.
because of what had happened.
We'll get to that in a second, but it was a good trip down. Actually, I slept the entire way there.
Yeah.
I came off a third shift and slept the entire way there. I think you probably slept most of the way there, too.
I slept with about half of it.
Yeah. The beach was nice enough to drive for us, which she is off doing something who she'd be here talking to about the
doing
show.
family.
Yeah, doing the family thing. Hotel is the same hotel we stayed in last year, which is a lovely hotel. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And with the lovely saltwater pool and beautiful hot tub, yes, which we immediately visited.
And free cookies.
With free fucking cookies. What is that?
Yeah. They had this thing like at Subway that had all the cookies in it, but it was like right next to the fucking where the concierge is, and it was like they kept restocking it with like free peanut butter and other types of cookies, and you could just
oatmeal cookies.
grab a cookie and shit.
Yeah.
It was like you had to go from like the hot tub and stuff to the elevator. It was like right by the free cookie dispenser, and you're like, well, free cookies while I'm in the elevator.
It was absolutely glorious. The cookies are glorious.
Yeah, those ladies are always really nice.
Yeah, everybody that works there is really, really nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's definitely.
I enjoy the hotel quite a bit.
Yeah, it was good. Our rooms were good.
But we also on the way there we went past the hotel because we were trying to find something to eat.
Yeah.
Before we went in there, and we found there was a Kmart, a big Kmart that was going out of business.
Yeah.
And so we decided to check it out because, man, you know me, I can't miss it.
I mean, yeah, it was like set up to 70%. Yeah, you're like, oh. I was like, I knew it was going to be slim pickings because once they get up to about past 50, shit's just flying out of there. Plus the workers are taking shit too. So, but we got in there and there was still some decent stuff in there. We got some good finds.
You got like 2 pairs of tennis shoes, didn't you?
I got one. I got the one pair of tennis shoes, and then I ended up finding a nice tent that I had needed a new tent for camping season, and I found one that worked perfectly, and it was like super cheap. It was like $20-$30. So it was like, worth
for
it.
a big tent.
Yeah, for a big tent.
Yeah.
And it was like worth it. That and the shoes, it was worth it.
I found a bunch of clothes. Like they had a bunch of like shirts and stuff in my size, which was hard to find anyway for cheap. So I think I got like, man, I think I got like either 4 or 6 shirts. I can't remember. Like probably I think it was 6.
Yeah.
And then some socks and like fucking they had these iced tea in big bottles that was like 30 cents or some crazy shit like that. Like
Lots
we came
of
out
good
of there
stuff.
with a lot of fucking great stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
And a Superman hat, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Superman hat.
But one of the best things that was in there, they had these like display things they were selling off.
Yeah.
And one of them was a miniature set of bunk beds.
Oh,
It was
God,
for display
yeah.
purposes. Like, so they were about half sized.
Yeah.
Like you probably could have put like a little tiny mattress in there and
No,
made,
that wasn't a miniature. That was the actual size of
no, it said like half size for displays.
Really?
Because that other little bed that was down there was half size too. Like
I saw that one in box at another store. That was the actual
dude, they don't
size
even
of
make
them.
mattresses to fit that size.
Yeah,
That-
those are toddler
A
ones.
baby mattress wouldn't fit in that thing. It was tiny.
Yeah, they would fit.
The sign said display purpose.
I'm sure
half
that
size.
one probably did, but I saw
Yeah.
one that size at a different store.
I don't doubt it, but yeah, that specific one was a like small size made for display.
Yeah.
Like I remember this, they used to have tents like this when we were kids. Like
They still do, where it's
yeah, where
like
it's like
the
a
one where
tiny
you're like
little tent and it
for
sits
the
on top
like
of the
for the
shelf.
12-inch
Yeah.
GI Joes. You're like, I need that tent, man. That thing would be sweet. I actually had one.
And it was $50, and I was like, man, if there was some place we had to stick this fucking thing, I would take it with me and make like weird cat bunk beds when we got home.
Or just shove your child in there and go.
Alright, basement baby, you sleep in this now. And she's like, I'm twice as big as it is.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, shut up, get in there.
Yep.
This is your punishment. For what? I don't know, something you did.
Everything you do.
Everything. Ugh. But yeah, we relaxed in the hot tub, and then we got there down there on Friday. And Friday used to be the preview night for like press and VIPs only.
Which it still is.
There's a 2 or 3 hours open early preview, but the rest of it is a full night.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're from like I think it was like 1 to 4 was VIP and stuff, and then from 4 to 9 I think was like
Yeah, something like
4
that.
to 9 was just an open
General admission,
general admission thing. So, that was
See another chip.
that was that was
You
was
hear
nice.
the meowing in the
Yeah.
background.
Fuck
They're
you.
having some kind of fight for some fucking reason. It's like epic MMA cat battles in here. Like, but no, like I don't know. It just had a different feel to it this year. Like there was a lot of great guests. There was a ton of great guests. That not necessarily for our taste, but like for other people's taste, there was a ton.
Yeah, I felt the lineup was lacking, at least in my
Well, there wasn't anybody
excitement.
specifically for you this year, really.
Yeah, so for me, I was like,
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know. They touted a lot of like, oh, this big reunion, and I was like, yeah, it's a big reunion of like sea people that no people really care. But like, oh, we got all the bounty hunters from Star Wars. I was like, nobody cares.
Yeah, I kind of wondered that myself. Like, who gives a shit about a bunch of guys in a costume? Like,
Yeah,
some costume actors, like, it's like if it was like Doug Jones or something, who's like, memorable in his own right.
who's like known
Yeah.
for doing all these characters.
But the Star Wars
yeah.
bounty hunters, some of them don't even talk.
Yeah.
They're just literally people standing there in makeup. Like, I don't know. That one did not. Of course, I don't give a shit about Star Wars either.
Yeah.
But that one just was like, meh, okay. I see what you're
Yeah.
trying to do, but no.
I kind of felt bad for the same with the Clerks one, because I was like, really, the only two people who anybody gave a shit about were Muse and O'Halloran. And I was like, the girl that was there, I was like, nobody cares.
I did personally because I love Clerks so much. But
yeah, but nobody cared, because there was like not that many people at her fucking booth.
And she was doing better than the Chuli's Gum guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other one. Oh, it was a Clerks reunion. I was like, yeah, you got some extra fucking no name, no fuck. Who cares? Like, that's not a reunion.
We got to see a lot of people. I got to see Muse, but I got fucked out of his autograph, and that one kind of pissed me off, to be perfectly honest. That was
yeah.
just bad performance by the staff, and douchey performance by the person who was standing in front of me. Because Muse had barely a line, and I was like, oh, cool, I'll dip in there real quick and get a picture with Muse. So there's people in front of us in line. We're standing there for a good 10 minutes. Nobody says a word. And then about 15 minutes in, like, a staff person walks over, and they were like, oh, I'm sorry, I just came back like, from the bathroom or something. And they were like, I told them that they were the last people in line. And the people in front of us were like, "Oh yeah, they did that." And I'm like, "You motherfucker!"
Yeah, like
I stood here for 15 fucking minutes. You couldn't have turned the fuck around and said, "Hey, fat ass, we're the last people in line."
Yeah.
No, nothing.
I've gone to plenty of amusement parks, and
Yeah.
they're like, when they tell
Line
people
stops
like
here.
line stops here,
And
they'll
it's
turn
happened
around and
with
be
us
like,
before.
"Hey,
We've been
line
the last
stops here."
people in line. We were the last person in line for somebody a couple years ago. We were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're the last people in line." It was like Bulk and Skull or something.
Yeah.
Like, fucking whatever. Like, give it
That
a little
was
fucking
good.
common courtesy. That was
Yeah.
just douchey.
Yeah,
Like,
that was like a D-bag move and stuff. I was like, chick had to go take a piss, like, God forbid, she's got to go do that. And then, like, these people are like, "Oh, yeah, we forgot." And I was like, it's been 15 minutes. You're telling me you forget something that happens, like,
Yeah,
15 minutes
just fucking turn
ago?
around and be like, "Hey, we're the last people in line."
Yeah.
It would have taken any level of effort
Yeah.
to fucking say we're the last people in line.
Do you think you were just going to get punched? Like, no, give me your space.
Well,
Or
I
something.
tell you, after the fucking shit came back and they were like, "Oh yeah, we forgot," I was ready for the punch then.
Yeah, yeah, then. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I
that's
forgot
pretty
not to kill you."
Motherfucker.
But I got to see him pretty up close. Him and Rooker and like,
Dude, Rooker was hilarious because
He's
he was
always
just
hilarious.
like fucking. When he was taking pictures with people, he was throwing middle fingers and just
Oh,
all
yeah,
kinds
he's
of shit. He
fucking
didn't give a fuck.
Ric Flair was there, and I looked at that Ric Flair line and I thought, I don't need it that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because, my God, it was massive. Like, it wasn't as bad as Foley's was the year Foley was there. But it was pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
But I got my treat on that one later. But I'll come back to that later.
Yeah.
But yeah. But John Wesley Shipp was there, and that was a big one for me because I grew up watching
Which, again,
the original Flash show.
It was one of those ones that you were going to probably pass on. You were like...
I was, because I was going to go for... I'd focused on Flair.
Yeah, and then I talked you out of that, and I was like, dude, go for Shipp. Because, like, one, look at the lines.
Yeah.
Like, and the way Shipp was, he was being really cool about it.
And I saw that he was doing, like, selfies at the table. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were kind of like, yeah, go for it, So I had to run to the ATM, and it charged me $5 to take money out, and that's like a big fat dick in hell.
Well, because you were already wishy-washy on if you were going to do Flair to begin with.
I was
because of
it's
the
just
price.
Money. It's money, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like...
Well, it'd have been fine if, like, my job had put my fucking direct deposit through, like, the normal chimpanzees do, but apparently everyone that works in my HR department is retarded. And not, like, in the actual retarded way, but, like, just...
The non-functional way.
Non-functional way. So, fucking, I didn't have as much money as I wanted to.
Yeah. And that's why I said, I was like, for
I think it
the
was
money-wise,
$25,
I would say Shipp was the better... not to mention what happened following that. I
Right,
feel like
right.
that was the better win.
So he only had a few people in line because he was getting ready to stop for, like, I think it was, like, a panel or something.
Yeah, they had to go do the...
And I went down there and I had to wait for like 5 minutes or something like that. And he was just like taking pictures and being nice and everything to people. And then I finally got up there and I introduced myself and everything. And I told him like
Fangirled out.
I did a little, not as bad as I would have a few years ago.
Not
Like-
the Will Wheaton incident.
No, that's the thing. Like we, actually, I was talking about this with somebody. I was like, there was a time back then, like 5 years ago, almost now, where I couldn't even like approach someone that
Yeah.
meant something to me without like being like so anxious that I wanted to be sick.
Will Wheaton, that one porn star.
I didn't want to go see the porn star. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't want to shut up about how she was such a thing from when you were young. Oh
Yeah,
my
I don't
god!
know how you talk to somebody who you've jerked off to that many times. Like,
I do it to plenty of people.
anyway, this is not a dirty show. But no, it's just like I walked up and I talked to him. I told him like, when the Flash show came out, like that was my first big kind of exposure to like live action superhero stuff. Like it was after the Batman movie came out, but I hadn't really seen the first Batman movie yet.
It was the first power, really good looking powered superhero
Yeah,
one
exactly.
because Batman looks good, but you just gotta have good fight choreography and different things. That's all you really gotta do.
My God, that was a hardcore cat battle right there.
Get it? Yeah.
Anyway,
But I mean, they had Superman, but again, Superman's not really you got flying, maybe some of the the breath and the.
well, like the only Superman that was out by that point was like the Superboy series, which I remember seeing when I was a kid, and it was just awful.
Yeah.
And the old George Reeves Superman show, which I watched later on. Like I was probably about 10 or 11 before I got into that.
Yeah.
But like the only other thing I'd really seen is 66 Batman, and like that was just goofy. Like,
Yeah.
and I love it.
And again, it was fight choreography
Yeah,
and tech
and then no
stuff.
superpowers,
No
yeah.
superpowers.
But then the Flash was like it was kind of darker.
Well, Wonder Woman.
I never watched Wonder Woman.
Oh, you never watched Wonder Woman?
No, not when I was a kid. I've seen it as an adult.
Yeah.
But like it was on in reruns, but I was like, what the fuck is this? Like I don't know. I hate to say it. I love Linda Carter. She's fucking amazing. But as a kid, I was like, this is some goofy shit.
Yeah.
Like
Wonder Woman. She's spinning
I got
around.
into the Hulk really bad. Like the Hulk series,
yeah,
like
was
that
really
was some
good.
dark shit. But this again was after this.
Yeah.
But like. Yeah, when I remember seeing like the fucking previews for the Flash, like I was like sitting there on the old wood grain console TV that had the actual knob that you change channels with. Yeah, I'm fucking old. I think let's see, it came out in 1990, so I was 10, just barely 10.
It was 6.
And like those lightning bolts and then the Flash symbol, and they show him in that like fucking like
That suit,
form-fitting,
yeah.
crushed velvet like fucking
Yeah.
red flocked suit, and like yeah, it was weird in a way because like it's like why is this suit like crushed velvet and flocked? But it looked really fucking boss. Like it had a thing about it, and the show itself had a darker tone. It did, and all these things I can appreciate more now. Like it did throwbacks to 1940s, stuff. Like they had the character that was the equivalent of the Sandman, basically. Like they couldn't really do Sandman, but they did like a Sandman equivalent character, like Nightshade and shit. Like, and they had that kind of like
Mark Hamill,
like when
trickster.
seeing Mark Hamill as a trickster, like that was insane. Like
Yeah.
it really
You're like Luke Skywalker's the bad guy.
It really kind of just it did a whole thing, and the sad thing was one season, like, and that was it. But I know the story now. It was just like production costs were so high, and they couldn't monetize it properly, and like, but it did well. It just it couldn't be monetized properly. But like, I don't know, like seeing him later on get to be on the Flash series now and get to be Henry Allen, not only Henry Allen, but get to be Jay Garrick as well.
Yeah, the other
which Jay Garrick is my favorite Flash.
Yeah.
And I told him about it, and told him like Jay Garrick is my favorite Flash, and he was like, "Oh, really? Why?" And I was like, "Well, I just always kind of gravitated towards the '40s heroes." He could not have been cooler.
Yeah,
could not have been nicer. Like, he couldn't have been more warm and like willing to talk and like all that
super
stuff.
like
wasn't
hugs,
rushing, giving hugs, put his arm around me. Like for a guy, he's probably in his mid 50s. He's in excellent shape.
Yeah,
he's still as good looking as he's ever been because he's a good looking fella. He had the whitest teeth I've ever seen in my life.
Like I remember him both as like the Flash and as Bastion's father from.
Well, and not only that, but fucking Dawson's dad on Dawson's Creek and shit.
Yeah.
I never really watched a lot of it, but I remember him.
But you knew it. He was Dawson's
dad.
dad.
Yeah, he was Dawson's dad. Like I remember, like anytime like I was flipping and he would be the one talking, I'd stop on it for a minute and be like, "Oh, there's John Wesley Shipp," and then move on.
Oh, it's Vanderbeek. Okay, sorry, Peyton.
But no, like it was a really great moment, and like I couldn't wipe a smile off my face for 20 minutes afterwards.
Yeah,
like,
and then he like with the picture too. He was talking about.
He was like, "Hey, tag me on that on Facebook if you put it online." And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I didn't think anything of it. Like I tweeted it, and I also tagged him on Facebook, and he retweeted it himself, and then he also responded to it.
Yeah, like commented on it.
Commented on it on Facebook. And I was just like, you take the time to do that. How many pictures do you think he took that day? Hundreds at least. Like it just really kind of touched me a little bit. Like I think he's a fucking class act. He couldn't have been cooler.
It was really
and
good,
that was like the best, one of the best experiences I've had. Like
and that's why
we've
I
been
say
lucky with celebrity experiences. We've had some great experiences.
Austin St. John was really good
Austin,
that way.
Yeah, Ernie Hudson a few years ago. Pat Gregg couldn't have been fucking cooler. O'Halloran himself couldn't have been cooler when I got to talk to him.
Just,
like
lubed up that thumb and just
right in there,
right in there.
But no, we've lucked out with that. Like there hasn't been too many dickheads.
Yeah.
I've
come across like one or two at a con.
Yeah, I haven't had to interact with too many personally, but
it was sad that one of them was my childhood idol. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, he made up for it by like giving me free pictures, which I was like,
that's cool,
I'll take that and stuff. But it is one of those like, dude, your hotel was across the street.
Shit.
Yeah, like whatever.
Anywho. No, I really enjoyed it, and it was a treat, and like I couldn't stop smiling.
And I knew you would enjoy that more than the Flair thing because, like, if you look at it, like if you really look at it, if price wise washy there, then 2, how many people you probably wouldn't have been able to talk to Flair that long, and 3, I don't think it would have been like, oh yeah, tag me in it, and then no fucking way, so it was a way more, it would have been cool to see Flair, but man, seeing Flair up close, you really get a gravity of how old he is getting now and stuff. Like, it was kind of...
Well, the addendum to the Flair thing is that there's this big vestibule hallway.
Yeah. Love that fucking hallway.
I love that hallway because it's like the best place to celebrity watch.
It's the second chance hallway of awesomeness. It is,
because that's where I almost got killed by William Shatner and the fucking, tried to run me over in his wheelie cart.
Yep.
Fucking, who else did we see in that hallway? Like, Honky Tonk Man in that hallway. Fucking a bunch of people. But anyway, we were standing out there taking a rest. I was sitting on a little chair. And, like, we kept seeing people go by. Like, some of the Power Rangers girls would walk by.
Yeah, Kat Sutherland and Karen Ashley.
Was it Karen Ashley? Okay.
Yeah.
I can never remember, like, her
Karen
and
is
the other
Aisha,
one. Her and the other one, I can't tell them apart sometimes. But, no, and then here comes Ric Flair walking by with his bodyguards and shit in the way, and I said something to him, and he was like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" Like, fuck it. And I was like, "Well, I'm good."
Yeah,
like Ric Flair spoke to me.
It was the same thing. It was the funny thing too, because you had wanted the year with Shatner, you had contemplated wanting to get his signature, and then the price, it was like really crazy, and you're like, "Oh, kind of bummed about that." And then he almost ends up hitting you, and you're like, "I'll take it.
That's good enough for me." Yeah,
I'll take it.
But this was cool because Ric Flair actually fucking spoke to me, so that's fine. Like. But man, he looks old, and he looks beat up.
Yes, he
but
does.
He's Ric Flair, so of course he looks beat up. Like, but you know what? He was just smiling and fucking happy and bopping around that place and shit, and like not deterred by the hours that he was sitting there. Like he's consummate fucking professional as he always is.
And we got lucky enough to see DDP the same way, not in the hallway.
DDP's hand,
yeah, we got to hang out like. See him and shit, like walking right up the thing, and he was all like, "Hey," and man, he still looks like he's in really good shape. Like,
yeah, he looks fantastic
for the DDP.
I mean, the guy for his late 50s, maybe even 60 at this point, looks damn good.
Jake looked good too. We got
Jake
to see
looked
Jake.
good. That did my heart well to see Jake. Actually, like I kind of got up close to him, and you know what? He looked like he was having a really good time. Like a few years ago, I remember seeing Jake at stuff like online, like them showing him at autograph things, and he was very uncomfortable. He just gotta sit there and sign and give stuff, and like he wouldn't touch people or take pictures or any of that shit. Yeah. But he was just kicked back in his chair. People were coming back behind the booth. He was just, wrapping him up in the one arm hug and stuff and taking pictures. Like he looked like he was having a real good time. Yeah. And I'm happy for Jake. I'm really happy for him. He's worked through a lot to get back where he is like that, and that's something to be proud of. And especially after we watched that documentary a few months ago, it just really kind of did my heart good to see Jake in good shape.
Yeah.
And I sort of saw Greg the Hammer Valentine and his angry fucking little person manager.
He always looks so sad.
Because he's Greg the Hammer Valentine. Who gives a shit? Like, honestly, I probably would have cared enough to walk over there, but like,
It is one of those things where it's like...
You don't want to be the guy who goes over there.
Yeah.
Because then I don't like his manager.
Oh, yeah, because
he's that same asshole that managed Honky Tonk Man and fucking DiBiase.
Yeah, and he's like super dick. Like, you can't like go over there and hang out and chat with him. No. He's like, pay now, like fucking...
Saw Al Snow. Holy shit, Al Snow is jacked to the gills.
Dude, he's in amazing shape. Like, he looks younger than I saw last time I saw him on TV.
He's got his hair cut short. His, like...
The only thing gray on him is his, like, beard is salt and pepper.
He looked good.
Yeah.
He looked damn good.
Yeah.
He jacked to the gills, man.
Yeah.
There was a really super hot, buff chick hanging out at his booth, too. I was like, who are you?
Yeah.
Fatty.
Yeah. But we got to see.
I saw Cornette. I didn't actually. This is the first year I haven't taken a picture with Cornette. He was like every time I went by, he was super busy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got two. I'll wait till next time.
Yeah.
Because I love him. He's awesome and fucking amazing. But yeah, I just didn't get a chance to this time. We got to. I mean, I got to see Claudia Christian and Bruce Boxleitner, which of your Babylon 5 fans,
yeah, we up close like this close was really cool. They both look like they're still really,
Claudia Christian's still hot as hell, and I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
And Bruce Boxleitner's fucking
He just went Silver Fox, that's it.
He went Silver Fox. He's one of those guys that they just aged.
Yeah, like, it just went gray, and you're like, you're still a fucking attractive man, you bastard.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of, like, Ali Michalka was there from Hellcats, and, like, I guess she's on that Vampire show that I never watched.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
No, what the fuck is it called? The
Vampire Diaries?
Zombie show.
iZombie, okay.
Yeah. Whatever. That's how much I know about it. Like,
one of those
fucking Sean Gunn was there from Guardians of the Galaxy and the specials and shit. Like, he was seemed really fun, cool. Yeah. The only person on that entire row who came off dickish to me was that Deadpool guy. The one that was in Galaxy Quest and shit. So, like, if you guys saw the videos that I posted, like, I posted some vlog videos of me walking around the celebrity aisles. Like, and all the celebrity people in the aisles were cool enough to, like, what's up or whatever, or just even look up and, be shown. But fucking this guy, his name's Jed something, I don't know. He was, like, the only thing I remember him from off the top of my head is being one of the aliens in Galaxy Quest. Like, actually, he's not that guy. He's another one.
The funny thing about it is, like, I've seen him. He's going to be on, like, a lot more con things.
Yeah.
The two things that they post like pictures is Deadpool and Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't post
He's a
anything
character
else
actor, whatever.
Nobody else remembers anything.
Yeah, I haven't seen Deadpool, so I don't know what the fuck he is in that.
He's just kind of like a recruiter. He really didn't have a huge part in it.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy.
But he went to the effort of, like, literally blocking his face.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't, and I was like, smile for the camera.
Whoop,
You're
gotcha.
being a dick. I have a press badge on. Like, you
Yeah.
fucking agree to be part of press shit when you sign up for these things in your contract.
Well, I think it also
Dick
state,
Whittler.
though, in the press things that if they choose not to, we can't push
No,
them.
we're not pushing anything, but I'm just taking a sweeping video. Does it really, like, do you need to put that much effort forth to cover your face for a 5-second, like, not even a 5-second, like, a second of video?
Yeah.
Like, is it that fucking crucial to you
No, you
to
can't
protect
see
your
my
face,
face.
random
Yeah.
Deadpool guy? Like, seriously? Some of those fucking people were so damn bored, they probably would have got up and talked to me.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker's like, oh, no, don't look at my face.
Yeah.
You guy. Like, I used to think you were funny, but now I don't.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, you.
Charles Martin at the voice of Mario, that was actually really cool. He had a
Yeah.
kind of a stinky line, too. Like, they had to actually set up, like, he was kind of on the back wall, in the side wall, where they don't usually do the line things, but they actually had to set up a line thing for him, because he was popular enough.
I was like, dude,
It's the
that's what
voice
it
of
is.
Mario.
Yeah.
Like, and he was doing the voice, and that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, people were coming over,
Geeking out hard,
geeking
yeah.
out. I was like,
That was really fucking cool, actually. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I saw the Penguin guy from Gotham. Like, he's cool.
he had a huge line, but
He had a
he
huge
was
line.
really cool.
He's super cool. I just don't like Gotham, and I
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah.
Like, the only other thing I've ever really seen him on is that, like, small role he had on Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't know him from anything else, honestly. And I don't fucking care about Gotham. In fact, I hate Gotham.
Especially because, like, I guess in the show now, he's not even really that big of a thing in it
Yeah.
anymore. Like, they've started moving it towards other things, and I'm like, well...
But it was cool of him to come, because he had to cancel last year.
Yeah.
So it was cool of him to come back.
Yeah.
Like, and actually, fulfill the thing.
Because we've had people that, like, cancel, oh, I'll come back next year, and never show
Yeah,
up.
and then you never fucking see him again. So that was really cool. What do you keep getting up for? I'm confused.
Huh?
You keep walking over there and doing something mysterious. What the fuck are you doing?
Throwing things away.
Oh, I was like, what the shit? That was really, it was really cool. There was a lot of, like, comic book celebrity people that I hadn't really seen before. Like, Mike Grell was there.
Yeah.
And I was gonna stop, and I didn't. I should have, actually, because I kind of wanted to talk to him. But, I mean, this is the guy who kind of made Green Arrow cool.
Yeah.
Like, he's the reason for the Hood, and he's the reason for a lot of the really good, in-depth, serious Green Arrow storylines of the 80s and 90s. Like, impressive, you know. Neil Adams, I saw Neil Adams, of course. I've seen Neil Adams a couple of times, but...
Neil Adams and his son was there
Yeah,
this time, too.
I always geek out at Neil Adams' booth because he's got some of these beautiful giant posters of some of the most iconic covers of comic history for me. The cover of Green Lantern, Green Arrow, where
I was about to say
he's
the
shooting arrow
traveling, yeah, through the
lantern,
lantern, yeah.
is like, that is what I think of when I think of those two together.
Yeah.
Or like the Speedy cover with the drugs and stuff.
Or the
like,
one where it's the Ra's al Ghul Batman Superman, where it's
Yes.
like Batman with just a cowl and the shirt off, beating the shit out of Superman. Like,
Fuck
that's a good
yeah.
one too. Yeah.
There's just so many. Like, he's done so many iconic covers, you can't even fucking count it.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of really great comic book people there. I didn't buy a lot of books this year, to be honest. Like, I bought some indie books, but I didn't buy a lot of other things. Like, I don't know, like, it's hard to go to that kind of con just to look for comics. We've talked about this before. Because it's such a fucking 360 experience that, like, digging through boxes is not, like...
Plus, honestly,
conducive
like,
to the environment.
I hate to say it, but like the box people aren't necessarily always in the best place for it too.
Lord, no.
So it's difficult. And like if there is a spot with good comic deals, it's nuts to butts there. Like so, even if you want to like check it out, it's like
Yeah. I did get some great shirts, though.
yeah, you got sweet lucked out on that shirt deal.
Yeah, there's a great T-shirt vendor that I always hit up at all these shows, and you know what? I wish I remember the name off the top of my head. I took their card, but
Yeah.
but every time, what I love about them is they don't charge extra for big guy sizes, which is cool. Like most people charge like $5-10 extra to get a big guy size, and they were getting rid of old stock, so they had these like grab boxes made up was like $45 for 5 t-shirts, which
Yeah.
for big guy sizes, that's pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's usually like, what, 2 t-shirts in a big
Yeah,
guy
you might
size?
be lucky if you get 2 t-shirts for
Yeah.
that. Like if you go to the fucking King's, the casual male XL site, like comic book shirts are $26 a piece.
Yeah.
And some of them are 32. So fuck you, casual male. Casually go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But ended up getting 5 shirts, like the Zombie Jim Morrison shirt, which says like the Zombie King, and it's fucking awesome. Great Smurfs zombie shirt.
Yeah.
It's like Brainy across the top.
Yeah.
They're all trying to eat Brainy.
Yeah.
A Powerpuff Girls pinup shirt, which is fucking hilarious.
The Walking Fred.
The Walking Fred, which everybody is loving that
The
one.
Flintstone one, yeah.
And then there was this like cool green shirt with like a little robot riding a dinosaur. Like I don't know
I
what
wondered
it's.
if it was from Wizards.
I don't know
Like,
what it's from, but it's
yeah.
really cool.
I've seen
a
the
really
picture
cool shirt.
before. Like, I know what it is. I just can't.
So I was
think
super
of it.
jazzed about that.
It was really good.
We found some toy deals and stuff. Like
I ended up coming out with a lot more pops than I would have guessed this time.
that's
like I
right,
only
you did have a
bought
lot of
like
pops
1 or
this
2
time, yeah.
figures because I wasn't really looking for a lot of figures. You know, I got a really good deal on that fucking the Batman from the alternate one where it was like it wasn't Bruce Wayne Batman, it was the Batman, and that one was a really good deal.
it was from the animated Gods and Monsters. Animated
Yeah, Gods
one.
and Monsters one. Yeah.
From that same booth, I actually picked up the 2 of the modern Planet of the Apes figures, the Caesar and Maurice figures,
Holy
for $10 each, which was fucking an awesome deal. And then when the toy show came, I got an even better deal. But that was really cool. I got a bunch of pops myself too. I got a Davy Jones pop, which I don't. Okay, here's the prefaces. I don't give a fuck about Pirates of the Caribbean. In fact, I anti him them.
But he's Octopus Cthulhu looking.
But Octopus Cthulhu looking, and he fucking looks badass.
Yeah.
And he was $5.
I got Ludo before, then I got the which you probably all saw on the page with the pictures. Don't worry,
The Adventures of Dave and Ludo.
The Adventures of Dave and Ludo have expanded. Now it's the Adventures of Dave and Ludo and his buddy Ursal the Chanter. He'll be with him in the pictures too. But I got him, and that was really cool. And then I found a bunch of the like Skyrim and Elder Scrolls ones, which were cool. But I think my favorite one that I got was, other than those ones, was Geralt from The Witcher 3.
Yes,
They had him, and I was like, "Yeah, you're coming on with me. I've wanted you for so long.
Come to Papa."
Come to Daddy." So yeah, that was pretty good. But,
I ended up getting a really great leather build Superman hat, which that wasn't actually at the show. That was at Walmart, but it was still awesome. And I got it for like $2 or $3, which is even more awesome.
Yeah, there was a lot of like good outside shopping that we
Yes.
did too, besides the con.
We finished up Friday, and Saturday we were like, we're not going to go on Saturday because Saturday is usually the nuts to butts busy ass fuck you day.
Yeah.
We didn't want to have to pay for parking and all that shit.
And it was
Friday, you didn't
supposed
have to pay
to-
for parking, and you didn't
Yeah.
have to pay for parking on Sunday either.
Yeah.
which was awesome.
That was great. And the thing was, Saturday it was also supposed to possibly rain, snow. There was the 5K marathon, and there was a parade.
Yeah, just
Like
all kinds of
tons of shit. And there was that Christian like
Concert
concert thing, all right in that area. So
Yeah.
it was like we
Just
were
a
like,
whole bunch
nope,
of dope.
nope, we're good.
I should mention before I said that on Friday night I actually got to meet Kevin Cuff in person, which Kevin and I have done a bunch of shows. Kevin, Paul, and I about Oathbound and other stuff. And like I didn't even know Kevin was going to be there. He was actually there with another friend,
No.
just helping him run a table. And so when I saw that he was there, I couldn't resist going to meet him in person. That was really cool to actually get to meet Kevin. And his artist friend, whose name is escaping me right now, I bought a bunch of comics from him. They look really, really cool.
Oh, was it the cool one with the dinosaurs
Yeah,
and stuff?
yeah.
That was
I'll have to remember before.
We'll
but
look it up. Yeah.
So look at, but it, I haven't got to read them yet, but because I haven't read shit lately. But
Yeah.
it's super, super
The
awesome.
back of your eyelids.
Yeah, well, not enough of that either.
Yeah.
Fucking, but so yeah, Saturday we were like, what are we gonna do on Saturday? At first we thought about just lounging around the pool all day, but then we decided like, hey, let's go just explore around and figure out where all the comic shops there are, and check out any local comic book shops we can find.
That was an adventure. That
Yeah,
was
it was an
up,
adventure.
That was an
right?
up and down adventure. So we went to the first one,
Yeah,
which was okay. It was like
It was okay.
It was a smaller
Yeah.
one. The ladies in there were really friendly.
really, really friendly.
They had a really huge pop selection, and
Yeah.
we ended up getting like 1 or 2
Yeah.
pops from them, and some other stuff. And it was cool.
They had this creepy baby thing in there though.
Oh yeah, the creepy.
Remember
baby.
that?
Yeah, the creepy. baby.
They had a bunch of crocheted stuff, like little crocheted
Yeah.
superhero stuff, but hanging behind the counter was like a life-size crocheted nude baby.
Yeah.
And it scared the fuck out of me. I also feel bad because I literally may have shit my pants in there.
Yeah,
I crop dusted that entire fucking store, and I felt bad, but I had like horrible gas. We'd eaten Chick-fil-A the night before, and it did not agree with me.
Yeah, it was interesting. But so we got a few things from there, and it was a nice one. It was, I would say, it was like a good, like mom and pop,
shop,
type comic shop. It was cool. So then we went to the next one.
Do you remember the name of that one? I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was,
I can't remember.
We suck at this. We're terrible.
We can look them up and link them and stuff. Do that. But then there was the next one, which was the A+ comics.
I remember that one because I said I gave it a solid D-.
D- because we went in there and man, the entire shop smelled of like old people and mildew. Like
it must have had leaking or something.
Yeah, there was water leakage in there,
like mildew.
Just mildewy, kind of like all that stuff.
So you guys said it got better at the back, but I could still smell it all.
It became less, less pungent,
suppose, but it was still bad.
I mean, there really wasn't much there. Like there was, but it wasn't like prices weren't that great. Stuff was kind of
sorry.
There was some douchey people in there.
Yeah, it was your atypical D-bag comic book store.
We were like, and it wasn't. It was just, it wasn't good. So we were like, okay, shit, let's. At that point we were kind of a little like, man, maybe we shouldn't go to the last one because there was only 3 comic shops, and we were like, well, maybe we shouldn't. And then we were like, fuck it, let's just go to the last one. And we end up going to it, and it was actually probably the best one we went to.
Yeah, by far.
And the cool thing about it was there was a fucking Games Workshop right, like 2 stores down.
I've never even seen one before.
And then 2 stores down from the Games Workshop was a fucking Baskin Robbins.
Oh yeah, which was so great because they don't have Baskin Robbins much around here.
So we were like, holy crap. And we bought some more. I bought some more pops. There was some comics. There was the guy back there was super friendly. Like,
okay, so Heroes Realm was the first store.
Heroes Realm was the first one. That was
the
the
second
really
one
good
was A+ Comics, which
is D-.
And then Collectibles, etc. was the third one I went to. And that was by far the best, the fucking awesomest store.
Like everything about it, except for the only bad thing in that store was the fucking like epileptic inducing.
They had one of their lights was like strobing out.
There was
really a corner of the store that I could not stand in for very long. And what sucks is there's a figure I wanted in that corner. Yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, and that was the other thing too. Was there was that sweet figure deal that you got? Like there was one of the Enterprise. It was the Andorians from the Enterprise Toys thing, and they were charging $20. Yeah. And even that is a good price considering what it was online. And then when you went up there and like paid for it, like I got it for you. And when I went up there and paid for it, he only charged me $3 for it.
$3
I was like, dude, you win. Like that's a great deal. Like so,
I was like geeked out. Beyond. But Drew Moss. Okay, Drew Moss was the comic creator that Kevin was hanging out with, and I bought some of his stuff. It was the book's called Terrible Lizard. And I got like all of the issues of it. And then he's also done Ron the Space Knight and Colonized and fucking Creepy for Dark Horse and Blood Feud for Onai. Yeah. So yeah, he's pretty. He was cool. I got to talk to him for a good while too. He was really fucking cool. I had to look it up because I didn't want to be an ass.
Yeah. But the guy at the Comics Etc.
Man, that place was awesome.
Or Collectibles,
Etc.
He was cool because he was telling us about other comic shops because I guess he was a transfer down there. Like he had moved down there, and it was like trying to find comic shops too for a while was like a pain in the ass. He said so.
Yeah.
And he was like, we had told him about the A+ one, and he was like, yeah, not a lot of people seem to like that shop. So.
Yeah, I tell you, I really enjoyed the store. Mm-hmm. And everybody was really polite. They had a really awesome selection.
Yeah, shirts, pops, comics.
It
toys.
Was laid out very nicely. Like, of course, like Pack Rat's the greatest store ever. But like,
you know what it felt
this was reminiscent, sort of.
It reminded me a lot of like in fucking Jay and Silent Bob, like Brody's fucking comic shop.
Yeah, it was
kind of
very to that,
kind of set up similar in a way. So, that was good.
Yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed it.
And then we went and got ice cream.
And then we went to, first we went to the Games Workshop.
Yeah.
Which, holy shit, I could never be into minis because they were too fucking expensive.
Yeah, it's unfortunately, it was something that I got into. Never Warhammer, but I got into War Machines and Hordes. And they had switched from doing resin from pewter back to doing like plastic resin. And yeah, the prices never really changed too much. And yeah, it's expensive. Minis stuff is not cheap. Like, that's an investment.
Yeah,
you better love the gaming.
Understatement, I'll tell you what.
And for me, it was hard because I didn't know which team I wanted to play, so I bought some from different. So to build an army for one team is expensive. To build an army for a couple different teams is fucking stupid and ridiculous.
Oh
I almost never bought brand new ones. I always bought like used ones. So it was cool to see the shop, but I knew I wasn't going to spend any money there.
Oh yeah, I knew I was
like,
going to buy anything unless they had some stupid clearance bin or something.
Which they don't.
They did not.
But so it was cool.
Baskin-Robbins was
Baskin Robbins was great. Got a fucking chocolate covered waffle cone with some fucking ice cream.
You guys got like it was like Reese's Explosion because it was like peanut butter cups and Reese's Pieces.
It was the flavor of the month.
Yeah,
they had.
And what the fuck? I got something else that was really good. Oh, I got a Heath bar.
Yeah, you got the Heath.
I love Heath bar, and I had fucking like chocolate and nuts, like almonds dipped, fucking waffle cone, which was like almost way too much sugar for me.
Yeah. It was nice just to kind of like be a kid again because like I don't know, there's something about like DQ I just don't really care about.
I mean, I'm okay with DQ. It's a thing.
You go to DQ, you usually get a Blizzard, or something like that,
or I just get like a strawberry
sundae
or something. Yeah.
But like at Baskin Robbins, I was like, oh, they got all the flavors and they got the cones.
Plus, for me, ultimately, I'm a hard serve ice cream guy. Like, I like soft serve, but not as much.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like, well, if that's what you've got.
Yeah.
But like, I like ice cream you gotta scoop, man. Like that's.
Like,
yeah, it's old school. Like, it's more old school. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was really fucking awesome. I enjoyed the shit out of that. Yep. And then we were hitting a lot of, like, Walmarts and stuff, too. Because, you know, like, everywhere we go, we have to hit every fucking Walmart we can find. But they also had a Gabe's, or Gabriel Brothers, whatever you want to call it. And I love that place because it's a good place to find cheap, like, fat guy stuff, too. And then just in general, cheap clothes.
Yeah, that's where I end up getting the shoes, I think. No,
shoes were at Kmart.
I got those shirts.
You got those shirts there, and I ended up getting a shirt there too, I think. But that was cool. But then we went to Walmart. There's Walmart over there, and we found some stuff in there. We found ski. But we're always on the hunt for ski, especially when we're in the South, because it's hard to find. You can't find anywhere here.
It's so weird, though. Like, does anybody down south understand, like, the reasoning? Because, like, I can go to one point in Kentucky and find ski, and then you can go another point in Kentucky, and they look at you like, what the fuck is ski? And I'm like, there's literally a half-hour difference away from where I was finding it and where I am now.
It seems to be oddly regionalized,
It does. It's like northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, you can find it.
Yeah.
Mid Kentucky, nope. Like,
but then where I come from in southern Kentucky, where my family comes from, it's prevalent down there too. Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird, but we've been looking for it and we hadn't had any success. And then we were going into the Walmart, and I happened to be like kind of lagging behind a little bit. And I glanced over at their Walmart pop machine, the one that has like the quarter pop in it, and I saw a familiar logo, and I was like, huh?
Cans of ski.
Ski. And I'm like, we're going back!
Yeah.
And we were like pumping quarters into the machine.
Yeah, just like, because we thought this was the only ski we were going to get. We were like, yeah. And it was cold, too.
And we ended up going inside. And the Walmart was actually really cool. They had like some great stuff in there. But fucking...
Two 12
packs.
2 12 packs left.
Yeah.
Of regular ski.
But when we left, though, they had a big old case in the front of 20 oouncers. So that was cool.
Yeah, and we got some of
those.
We had some cans, some 20 ounces, a 12 pack.
So when I'm checking out, I wanted to get more cash.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to have to pay an ATM fee.
Yeah.
So I told it to give me $20 cash. And then I walked right away without it. And we got, like, gone.
Like, we were almost to the freeway.
Driving away to the freeway. And I was like, fuck! And I'm freaking out. And I didn't have a lot of money anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, so upset. And fucking we went back. And I walked back in there, and the guy who was running the used scan totally had fucking gotten it and kept it. And I gave that fucker a hug.
Like, thank you.
I was like, oh my god, thank you.
Because that guy could have just been like, I don't know.
Yeah, he could have just stuck that in his fucking pocket and like never seen it again. I was like, man, that just speaks to the level of people. Because if it would have happened around here, I would never seen that $20 again.
They'd have been like 20 what?
20 who now? What's a dollar? I never heard of that before.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So that was really fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what...
we got some beers. We got those cool little, like,
Yeah.
smaller 6-packs of
Coronitas instead
Yeah.
of Coronas, which I
Yeah.
enjoyed that. We had some Coronas.
Yeah.
We took you back because we wanted to eat, and we had leftover pizza at the hotel, but we wanted
Yeah, and
something
I was going
else
to
to
eat that, yeah.
And
You guys
Bish and I
wanted
went to
some-
Qdoba, and it was fucking
Yeah.
amazing. I'd never been there before, but I had this great burrito bowl.
Because also, I wanted to get in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I wanted to eat some pizza.
we ended up doing
mainly-
it too. But yeah. But
Well, because they had told us, like, it closed at a certain time, and I was like, I really wanted to, like, get in there and kind of soak in there for a really long time. So
yeah, 'cause we were all sore from walking around all day.
Yes.
But I've never been to Qdoba before, and I highly recommend it. It blows Chipotle out of the water.
Chipotle.
They have queso, which is a big thing for me because I fucking love queso, and their bowl just tastes better. Like, I don't know. But that was really great, and then we ended up having some pool time too, which was cool, and then crashed the fuck out. Like,
Yeah, that was the night where it was like
that's where you got
came
like
back.
bogged by all those chicks, right?
Yeah. I was in the hot tub, and like for the longest time it was just me, and then I would assume it was a grandmother, her daughter, and then their 3 kids. Not like they're not all related. Like there was just the 3 kids. One of them, I think, was one of their daughters.
Yeah.
But they got in and stuff, and I was like, once they started talking, I knew immediately that they were there for the country Christian concert thing, and I was like, I'm just gonna not make too much eye contact. And then you know what? We end up chatting, like me and all of them and stuff, and they were asking about the cons, and they were all really sweet. Like none of them, were looking at me weird or anything like that. They were actually really inquisitive. They're like, oh, I got a question. Hopefully it's not stupid. I was like, ask away, because most people don't know this stuff. So
Yeah.
they asked a bunch, and it was really nice. And then we end up closing out the hot tub, and that went back up and crashed out, and I end up seeing them the next morning at the breakfast. That awesome breakfast.
Man, that hotel has great breakfast. They have the waffle
Fuck
maker.
a waffle maker.
Fucking win. And they have buttloads of bacon.
I think that was what gave you the spooky doom,
It
though.
did
Was
give me
you
the
put
spooky- I ate a
bacon.
shitload of bacon.
You put bacon in the waffle
I did.
maker.
It was amazing.
It was
It was
amazing.
amazing.
But it was
Wonderful.
also like
I did. I
midway
crumbled up
through the
bacon,
day.
and I put it into the waffle maker when I was making my waffle.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful and amazing and wonderful.
And then
but it
midway,
gave me the shits.
Yeah, midway through the day. Oh,
Mud
it
butt.
happened. Yeah, just mud butt like a motherfucker.
It was awesome.
So, yeah, but it was a
But
good
no,
time.
it was totally fucking amazing though.
Yeah. Saturday was a good kind of like relaxing.
Oh, yeah.
See what was
Had an
there.
absolute blast on Saturday. Just getting to explore the
Yeah.
city and stuff.
Yeah. Sunday, we went back. It was really good. But what we found out from everybody, from our friends, was that Saturday was exactly like Sunday and Friday. As far as like, we had told them we weren't going to come Saturday because we were like, hey, it's going to be super packed. And they were like, that's a really smart idea. Then we get there, and they tell us that some things had happened to change things. I guess the fire marshal had come in and like kind of said like, hey, too many people. So the arena itself went to the Lexington people and was like, you have to
cut it off.
You have to cut it off.
Yeah.
And I guess they had cut off ticket sales by noon. Like they weren't letting anybody else in by noon. And
Which I tell you what, that had to have lost them a buttload of money.
yeah, and because everybody was saying, they were like, dude, Friday, Sunday, Saturday was exactly like it. Like it was just casual. You could walk through and it was not nuts to butts or anything. It was a good flow of people, and that blew my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, we found out it was
Usually Saturday is just
insanely busy. But I guess because of all the other stuff that was going on in town, that they came to him and were like, yep, you're going to have to cut it down and stuff. I'm like, man, that's pretty ballsy to go to a company and be like,
Yeah,
I need you to
I'll
not
tell you.
make that much money.
We do just cut your balls off.
Yeah.
So.
We end up getting to see Doom Kitty, Anamia, and Yaya when we went through there. Yeah, Doom Kitty and Anamia looked great.
Doom Kitty had her Ghostbusters outfit on,
Yeah.
and she wears these butt cutter shorts. And she has one of the most epic butts in the history of butts. Like, there's been a lot of butts, but her butt is just the buttiest of butts. Like, oh my
her
God.
butt, and then when Anamia wears the like stomachy shirts and stuff, those look really good.
Tell them
And
about
then-
how much you love Yaya Han.
I would love to throw Yaya Han into like hot grease. I just don't care. Like, yeah, whatever. She's cool. I'm just not a huge fan of hers.
Come on, buddy.
I mean, I'm just not. Like, I don't, from what I've heard from people, and then also what I saw on that fucking cosplay show, and then she's just so about trying to pump out her stupid little fucking ears and shit. I'm like, I don't
She's
care.
tiny. I didn't realize how really tiny she actually is, but she's about the fucking size of a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah. Which is why her husband likes her. But yeah, I just didn't care. Other people were like, I was like, I don't give a fuck, yeah.
No.
I was like, that's cool. I'm going to go see fucking Anime and Doom Kitty, because those are the two that I'm excited about. Like,
we saw the guys from Comic Book Men again.
Yeah, and Ryan was there, which was cool. And we believe we may have saw his girlfriend, and she was a fucking hottie, dude.
Fox.
Like, holy shit. But those guys are all cool. And even though, like, I know they tried to say something about, like, Brian's probably a dick or something, and I'm like, I get that, but man, he was not.
Seemed really cool.
He seemed really cool then and stuff. And I mean, Mike and Ming, dude, if you ever get a chance to meet these guys, do it. Because, like, it's different. They're celebrities, but, like, people looking at them, they're celebrities, but them dealing with people, they're just as much, like, big comic nerds as
dudes that work at a comic book store,
yeah, so they just want to chat with you like two comic nerds talking to each other. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm rich and famous and blah blah blah.
Blur, blur,
Blah 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 blah.
No, they're really cool. They had these really great custom action figures there that somebody had done for them. And I was taking pictures. They were fucking amazing because they're based on the stuff in the beginning of the show where they had their intro and they're like made up as different geek things. Yeah. They were fucking amazing.
But speaking about this is a shocking thing. Walt's actually going to be at a con. We saw, was it Steel City? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Steel City. Walt's going to be there.
Walt doesn't usually do that shit.
Yeah, which was we were surprised when they were like, we got Brian this year, and then when I saw Walt as like showing up on Steel City, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's some crazy shit, It
was really great. It's really great. It's also really great to go to a con like this one with someone who's never been to a con like this one before.
Oh yeah,
because it's unfortunate that Pisha's not here and she's busy, but like. It was really cool to kind of experience it through her eyes too, because we've done this, 5 years in a row now. Like, so it's kind of like it's always exciting for us, but it's kind of old hat in a way because like we've done it before and like we're used to it.
It's almost great, like because there are people that we see there every year, like Cornette, Daryl Banks, Bulk and Skull. Like it's great to see these guys again. You know they're going to be there every year, and you look forward to it. So.
It was super amazing as always. Like came out with some pretty good deals, bought a few comics here and there, not anything insane. Met some folks, got to talk to some people that I hadn't expected to get to talk to, which was really cool. Got to hang out with our friends from Roma, which is always cool.
Yes, it was.
Got to visit a really stellar comic book shop, which
got to
next
see more
time
of the
we
city,
go back, we're definitely going to go there again. Got to see more
get
of
some
the
ice
city.
cream,
and it just that was
unfortunately
really
the one downside was we did not get to do the KFC buffet.
No. I'm a little hurt about this, to be honest. Like, I'm kind of pissed about it, really, because it sucks. But if we'd have known, like it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just like
we didn't know the buffet closed at 8.
Yeah, it's kind of
like the KFC was open, which we had seen it be open the whole time, and we didn't know that the buffet had a set time limit. Like, oh well, it closes at this time. Had we known that,
but
things might have been different.
It's all right. It's all good. Yeah. I got to try a new place, so that's cool.
We'll do it next year.
We'll do it next time if we indeed end up there next year, because like we may end up at a different show next year. We might take a year off of Lexington and then maybe do a different show instead. I don't know. We haven't.
I guess it
decided
depends on the lineup too. What's like
because there's a couple other shows that happen that weekend.
Yeah,
a lot of our Michigan friends end up doing Fantasticon that weekend.
Yeah.
And it's a solid possibility since all the karaoke shenanigans go on out there and all the fun folks that we're friends with that go out there. And it's a solid possibility that one might end up being the one next year. But and then maybe we'll pick another bigger con to do, but
like we could end up doing Steel City or something.
Yeah, or something like that. Like I want, I tell you what, my goal for next year is to go to a state we've never gone to and go to a con.
One in PA.
Do one in PA or do one, in some other state we haven't been to before.
Yeah. PA is probably the most likely.
The most likely, yeah. But
unless you want to go out to Chicago.
There's 2 different West Virginia cons that aren't too bad too. I've heard, so that might be a thing. And there's C2E2 I've always wanted to go to, but it's just really fucking belligerent.
PAX East.
PAX East is like fucking dream con, man.
Or Dragon Con.
I don't know, like, everyone always tells me about Dragon Con. I'm afraid that I couldn't do it because just the level of, like, packed that it is. Like, my claustrophobia would just go off the fucking charts,
it's like
man.
one of those where you're like, oh, no, that might be
Because
too
even
much.
we have friends that have done it, and they're like, it's really, really too many people in one place at one time.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of different options. But I had an absolute blast, and the whole trip, the trip as a whole was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We had a really, really good time. It was nice to get a couple days off, too, since I've been working full-time again.
Yeah.
I almost didn't mention my awesome Superman shoes. I found a fucking pair of
at the
Superman
Walmart,
shoes.
yeah.
I love those shoes so hard. And there goes the alarm on my phone.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I saw
2:30.
those slippers and I pointed them out to you. I was like, Superman slippers.
They're not even slippers. They're actually
They're like, well,
shoes,
they're
yeah.
slip-on shoes.
Slip-on
like,
shoes,
they're
but
like
yeah.
slip-on Vans style shoes.
They're super comfortable. It's
Yeah.
super awesome, and I enjoy them. And I'm very happy to have like toddler shoes now.
Yeah.
Like fucking, I wore them to work, and people were like, "Are those little kid shoes?" I'm like, "Do they make little kid shoes in a 12 and a half?" Like,
If they are, holy shit.
I hate to see the child that wears these.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
sweet
ooh,
Christmas,
sweet
man.
mother of God.
Well, so we're at an hour right now, and the question is, do we want to continue going and just have one big long show talking about the other stuff that we need to talk about, or do we want to cut it off and do a part 2?
I say cut it off and do a part 2 because, like, it's a lot to ask of people to try and do, like, a 2-hour show.
We've got 2 more shows to talk
yeah,
about.
So,
And a bunch of other shit, too.
yeah. So I would say cut it off and we'll do another show.
Okay.
You know, kind of make up for the fact that we, missed some.
Yes. So this is the end of part 1. That's our full Lexington story. So this is just all dedicated to Lexington.
Yeah. That'll make them happy. They love it.
Yes. Now, before we do this, is your of the years that we've gone to Lexington, how do you rate this one? Like in comparison to other years?
It's about in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah. It's about in the middle.
I would say probably the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, as far as, like, the Lexington Con itself.
Yeah.
Now, like,
The trip.
the trip is probably up
great.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was up there. It's probably, I would say, it probably, like, second.
Yeah.
Yeah, two on that.
The first year is always the
First
most
year
special
was
to me.
the first year was fucking.
But I had an
awesome.
absolute blast, and I can't wait to do it again.
It'd be good.
All right. Well, if you like what you've heard today on the Basement Fodder Podcast, you can, of course, find all of our shows on our website, thebasementofdoom.wordpress.com, and, of course, our network home of digitalnerdage.com.
Don't worry, they're all coming back.
We promise
They're not dead. They're
The
coming
move is
back.
now finished.
Yeah.
99.99%.
Yeah.
And so now we're working back to get everything going again. I made some connections at Lexington for new Todd File shows. I was at Space and made some more connections. So that'll be coming back as soon as I can figure out when the fuck to do it in my weird ass schedule. And then we've already been talking about doing a new It Came From the Queue. So
Yep. And then we picked up the camera thing.
and we just picked up a GoPro yesterday for
Oh,
a
A GoPro-ish.
GoPro-esque, the
Yeah,
same
thing.
concept.
Yeah.
To do some more actual camera work stuff, which I'm really excited about too.
Yeah,
so
it'd be good.
but you can find out, you can keep abreast of all that information on our Twitter feed, which is @Basement Fodder, and on our Facebook pages, the Basement Fodder Podcast, Todd Dave, Dave of Basement Fodder, Dave Basement of Doom, the original Basement Babe, the Dead Mother of Doom, It Came From the Queue, the Todd Files, and of course Titan Trap Customs, which I will be resurrecting here soon, which I haven't had time to make a custom. I think it's been almost 5 months.
Yeah. Dad's monkey.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months since I've actually had time to make a custom, so that'll be back soon too. But you can find all that, and you can find our webcomic every week on Facebook. On Wednesday, Mike puts up a new page,
Yep.
Freestyle Comics on Facebook. More information about why it's that and not what it was before.
Yep, that'll be coming
But
to
that'll be
play.
week after next.
Yeah.
So
that'll be a later show.
that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Basement Fodder Podcast. Live this week from the living room of doom. I'm Todd.
I'm Dave.
And until next time, the front door is closed.
All doors are locked.
All doors are closed and locked, and the cats have decided to stop fighting.
Yep.
We'll see you next time.
I pissed them off enough.